Hey guys, it's your boy Deepo. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well. And today I bring to you exciting new series regarding ABI. So, guys, there's a lot of channels out there. There's a lot of crack players out there. For my channel, I try to focus on different content that other people are not covering, right? And that's how not only I stand out, but also it's kind of what I enjoy doing as well. So, in that spirit, if you do enjoy that content and you want to see some more of it, please don't forget to hit that sub button. Otherwise, thank you for watching and supporting the channel. Now, without further ado, let's get stuck right into it. Today will be the first episode of many series to come. So, or should I say many more episodes to come. It'll focus on gun reviews. So the guns will be focusing on few criteria. One of it being whether it's a normal gun, good for normals, good for lockdown, good for forbidden. And so this first category will be scaled out of 10. So for example, if it's only good for normal, this weapon will only score like say 0 to 4 in this category. If it's good for lockdown, it will only score 7 highest, right? And then if it's good for like say forbidden, it has the potential to go up to 10 out of 10, right? So that's category number 1. Category number 2 will be how cost efficient the weapon itself is, how versatile it is in terms of attachments, stocks, silencers, handguards, how good the recoil on it is, obviously because that is associated with the attachments itself. So yeah, that pretty much comprises that category. Third category is the firing power, the range, right? So, and fire rate, obviously. So range, firing power, and fire rate. Because you have low, medium, high firing power. You have weapons that shoot, at a small range, which only limits them to some maps, so on and so on. And last but not least, it will be judged on the ammo that it shoots. Now you may say, oh, but Deempo, it's not kind of fair to judge a gun by the ammo, but a gun without the ammo is essentially nothing. So therefore the fourth category will be the ammo itself. Now that we have the 4 categories, which is obviously what mode is this for, versatility of the weapon, attachments, etc., fire rate, firing range, and ammo, it will score out of 10 in each category, right? And then those 4 scores will be amalgamated and then they'll be divided by 4 and it will give this weapon an average score, right? Now, without further ado, let's crack right into it. In alphabetical order, we'll do assault rifles, we'll do submachine guns, carbines, so on and so on. Maybe I'll do it in that order, maybe I won't do it in that order, I don't know. But today's video will focus on the AKM. So, what is the AKM? So, the AKM has been around since Season 0. And is it cost effective? It is. Why? Because you can build a decent one for, I would say, about 130k. And when I say decent one, I mean like good enough to bring into, like, say, I don't know, lockdown, maybe forbidden if you're pushing it, but I wouldn't necessarily do it, right? So if you want to get like a decently maxed out one, well, without breaking the absolute bank, it'll set you back, let's see. It'll set you back about 150k. Right, we'll remove the mag because we don't really need the mag. So 168k. And now the second thing is this gun alone in its class? No, it's not, right? So that's going to impact the score as well. So looking at this weapon from a price perspective, I would give this like a 7 out of 10. It's not exactly the cheapest, right? It's not, because for 168, it has other competitors you can run. And we'll get to that in a second, why that's important. So what does this weapon have going for it? It has very good attachments, right? Like, it's very highly customizable, highly customizable. So you have a lot of stocks to choose from, you have a lot of grips to choose from. You have like 30 mag, you have a 50 mag, you have a 75 mag, 73 round mag, 100 round mag. So it's highly versatile in that sense that you can kit it out. If you were to max it out, however, and I'll tell you why I would only give this a 7 out of 10, because if you were to max this weapon to the absolute limit, let's see, take that off, I'm gonna put the best thing there, then we'll put the, so that's definitely not the best one. We'll have to go here and then go for the red one. We go for one of those, and then we're gonna go for one of these. And what are we looking here, really realistically? And you put a simple red dot sight on it to make this weapon competitive. You are looking at, let me just remove the mag. 300 and what? 290k. So 290k to fully max it out. And you're getting still 600 RPM. You're getting 54 effective range. Very good recoil, horizontal recoil control. They buffed the shit out of the recoil in this weapon, so it's usable. But it's a bit steep, right? For 600 firing power with medium there, it is very steep. So yes, you can run a cheap version, which is why I gave it 7 out of 10. Now, why do I think this weapon will score another like maybe 6 out of 10 in the category after it, which is the firing power, fire rate, and range category? Because you have guns like this, which is the Ace 31, and you can fully max one of these out for like half the price, man. Literally half the price. So put one there. Mind you, I have some of this in stock, so the other build was not like really reflected. So 143k, right? Because I have the grip, it wasn't fully reflected in the price of the AKM either. So when you have weapons like this that have high firing power, what's the range that we can get on it? 60 range, so more range, high firing power, and more fire rate. Now the recoil is a little bit clunkier. Why? Because it's got less horizontal, but it's easy to overlook when it's half the price and it's twice the gun, right? So that is why I would give it a 6 out of 10 in the range firing power category. Now, when compared to other weapons, excluding the AK and the Ace, of course, this gun has something going for it that other guns don't. So it's got perhaps the best ammo in the game. I'll rate this ammo, up there with 995s and up there with red ammo. Why? Because you're firing it at 800 RPM when you're running the AK, 600 RPM when you're running the AKM, or 650 when you're running the Ace. And when you're shooting this caliber at that fire rate, like with these stats, that is huge. Huge pan, crazy good armor damage. 32 armor damage versus that of 26, 28, whatever it is of 995, right? So it's 9 out of 10. When it comes to ammo, this is a 9 out of 10. And last but not least, let's discuss whether it's a normal, a lockdown, or forbidden weapon. I think this is a forbidden weapon. Forbidden. This is a lockdown weapon. I would not bring this to forbidden based on what I mentioned, because if you max this out, it'll cost you as much as a decent AK. Not a maxed out AK, but a decent AK, right? So do I think this is a forbidden weapon? No, it's not. How effective do I think this is in lockdown? I'd give it a 6 out of 10. So I'll give it 7 out of 10 on versatility. I'll give it 6 out of 10 on the lockdown part. And I'll give it 6 out of 10 on the firing power, firing rate, and the range. So all of that compared with the 9 out of 10, I gave it to the ammo. So 2 6s, 1 7, and a 9. So 9 plus 7, that's 16, plus 12. We're sitting here like what, 28 out of 40. If you do scale that down to out of 10 number, that gives you 7 out of 10. So I give this weapon overall 7 out of 10. Let me know whether you agree or disagree with the content. With the content that I just made, or should I say with my judgment of the weapon itself. Or what would you have given it? Just let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit that sub button. Peace.